What is up, Morgrot Universe? It is Friday. What's up? Again, showing our age. Anyway, welcome to yet another awesome edition of Reapers Underground with the big bad Devil Daddy himself. And I brought some friends with me this time. That's right. I got the director of the upcoming horror short, Jared Hussey of Refinery Films. And where are you actually at the moment?
Well, right now we're at the 25th anniversary Chicago Horror Film Festival. We're having a good time right down here on Fullerton Avenue in Chicago. If you're in Chicago, I suggest coming and checking out. It's filling up quick, man. It's as we've been standing here, like lots of people walking in. It's gonna be a good time.
It's insane. And we have also one of the star of this horror tour, Magdalena Conway. How are you this evening? Fantastic. So tonight we're going to be talking about the upcoming horror short that actually yours truly, the unholy one, is going to also be in, known as Grinners. There we go. Yeah. And we're going to be talking all about that and clue you guys into some stuff regarding this short. But before we get into all this madness, we're going to take a quick commercial break to our brothers over at Villain Arts Tattoos. Check that shit out. Villain Arts Tattoos, the largest tattoo convention in the United States, the world. And you already know what the fuck to do because I tell you every week, if they come to your town, your city, your state, get there. Get yourself a high quality tattoo. Take in all of the awesome vendors and performers there. Just a reminder, Kansas City, I'm coming for you the weekend of May 26th, so you'll be able to come see me and hang out. All right. So welcome, Kyler. Welcome, Logan. Good to see you, brothers. Everybody else watching right now, you know what to do. Share this shit out anywhere and everywhere to every horror lover, your grandma, your sister, your auntie. I don't give a fuck. Make sure you share this out right now. All right, we are here with Jared Hussey and Magdalena Conway of the upcoming horror short, Grinners. And that's also something that I'm going to be in as well, so there this.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So let's get right into it. So how did you get into the world of directing horror? When did your passion of horror begin?
All my life, man. I've been a horror fan since I was 3 years old. I seen a poster of Nightmare 3 in a local video store in Flat Rock, Illinois. My dad let me and my cousin rent it, and I knew from the time I was a little kid. I knew that I was going to be a part of the horror industry regardless. Basically, I really started taking it seriously a few years ago, but before that, I was more in the horrorcore scene, with horrorcore hip hop music and things like that. I decided to branch away from music videos, and it was time to really break free and bring all these ideas that I had to life, you know, like really get down to the nitty gritty with it and get it out there, man.
Any notable rappers that you might want to mention that you've done videos for?
Yeah, I just did one for Mr. Mercenary, Timmy Leonard, over there in Clinton, Iowa. I did all the Smoke Rings music videos, probably 4 of them within just the past 2 years' time. I really worked with them guys a lot. And actually, on May 15th, me and Timmy are going back out to Davenport, Iowa, and we're going to shoot a nice, big, way bigger style music video than what I've done before down there. That's going to be something to check out as well.
That's cool that you're still doing that, though, because, I mean, the art of the music video, what we're able to do with it these days to really kind of bring what the song's about and the atmosphere really paints a picture. So everybody out there in Morgrow Universe, check those bands out so you can get to see some of Jared's work. That's pretty awesome. And as a matter of fact, you're at the Chicago Film Festival 25th anniversary, and you have a film that's actually being shown there. How do you feel about that?
Oh man, it's great. I'm really speechless about it, let alone being an early selection. But really, you know, the star of this was Maggie, man, Magdalena right here. She did an awesome job, and I guarantee it's the reason we got put into this festival was her performance and in the middle of the night. The story's great, the directing's great, but the performances were on point, man. That's what I loved about it the most. They did a great job. It's quirky, it's weird, it's different from most people's horror movies, so I hope everybody enjoys it, man.
Would you say it's a little bit psychological?
Yeah, I'd say it's more psychological mixed with a little bit of interdimensional travel, mixed with a little bit of comedy, mixed with just all around darker tones. Right from the get-go of the short film, it introduces a really dark setting to it that follows through very nicely in just 10 minutes time.
Nice. Magdalena, why don't you tell us just a little bit about your character? I don't want you to give too much away.
Oh, for in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
Which
just
one?
Yeah, in the middle of the night.
She is super fun. She's super quirky. Her name is Betty. And basically the whole time you're trying to figure out what her deal is. That's about as much as I'm going to give away about her. She's quirky and trying to figure out what her deal is.
To say the least.
Well,
to say the very least.
Anybody in the area, you can check this out at the Chicago Film Festival on Sunday. Is there a specific time you want to tell everyone?
It's around 7 p.m. at night on Sunday. It could run a little bit earlier or a little bit behind depending on the showings. I suggest everybody be here around 6 o'clock if you want to view it. That way you got a chance to meet us as well. We can give you a promo flyer, hang out for a little bit and talk.
Absolutely. There's no better place to get that done and get excited about Grinners. All right, let's just this bad boy. Where did you get this idea? Like, how did Grinners come about?
Man, this is a dark place up here, man. And that's the thing about all my ideas. They just, they really snowball. What essentially is I start with building blocks of an idea. I reiterate the past. I make sure, like, has someone did this before? You know, has someone went with these homages or these cues? Because I always give homages in my films to older past directors, things like that. But I always make sure that to try to bring it my style as much as possible, and just deliver something a little bit different than most people are watching. Man, that's my main goal, you know. But it really was just an idea I started working on a little bit over a year ago now, and I started with the building blocks on it, and I actually already have another full-length feature written for Grinners. So hopefully, you know, let's get it moving.
Well, for those of you out there in the Morgrow universe, Grinners is a slang term For possums.
Yep, that's right. Actually,
So-
they'd be on the edge of the woods in Flat Rock, Illinois, and my grandpa Hussey, of course you can tell by my Southern Illinois accent, he'd go, "Look at all them grinners out there." And that's all you see on the edge of the woods is their eyes, you know, and when they walk up, they all look like they're grinning.
So at what point did you find yourself seeing this as the face of, I guess what you could say, an anti-hero?
It really, whenever I developed the character, Lady Pasta Mask and Kitty, I wanted a duo. I wanted a horror duo. I wanted something that was different, but still, like I said, pays homages to everybody of the past. I wanted someone that was over the top violent, which Lady Pasta Mask, she is very, she wields the shotgun. So it's a very violent nature with her. And really, when I just kept bringing the characters to life and really redoing them over the past 6 months, especially since we got in the middle of the night done, I had basically made that my side focus the entire time to get it developed and get all the little things queued out for it. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different things I think it does pay homage to, especially in the world of Marvel or DC Universe. Even let's say someone like the Crow, just in a different way. But it's almost like Wonder Woman gone wrong.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And there is going to be some of that influence there because of the time period we grew up in, man. I got to always remember that. That's why I always got to step back and be like, has someone did this before? Has someone presented this before? So basically, I had the idea that they would be more animalistic in nature and militaristic, but also with like this bondage sense to them that you get to see in the actual film itself. You don't really get to. That's not reiterated with the actual promo pictures. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely what attracted me was the darkness of it. Mm-hmm. There's always some kind of a tragic event that leads to these type of characters, and I think you've really pinpointed something new. This is not the typical thing. Magdalena, did you happen to what was your overall feeling once you got pitched the idea?
Well, so he pitched Marley as a character to me first, and then sent me the script, and prefaced it with, it's like, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. But honestly, it takes a lot for something to not be my thing. So, then after reading it, there is definitely like shock value to it. There's so much to it that you don't expect. So as soon as I read the script, I was like, yeah, no, there's something here. We're doing something that other people aren't doing, which I think the indie horror community needs right now.
Absolutely. Because there are so many trends going on right now. And that was Cody. I don't know if you guys got to see that, but he said he just backed the Indiegogo campaign a few days ago. So thank you, Cody, for doing that. We appreciate that. Yep, he is the principal artist at Defiler of the Crown Art. And he loves horror. So everything that he draws is inspired. Yeah. Absolutely.
Thank you very much for donating to the campaign, Cody. It's much appreciated, man. We appreciate everybody who contributes to Grinners, dude, from the bottom of my heart, man.
Honestly, you guys don't realize just how much you are the heart and soul of making these great projects come to life.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, and Magdalena, you guys, you're such a chameleon. There's like not too many. Did this feel like a challenge? Because I've seen you in so many different roles. Just amazing. Was it a little challenging? Was this something you were like, oh, I kind of see that in myself?
Honestly, I did kind of see it in myself. So Marley is like kind of like a horror influencer, which honestly, I want to play like a variety of roles. I don't want to get pigeonholed too much. So I do try to see myself in a lot of characters that get pitched to me, if that makes sense.
It's probably like your personality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And you have a lot of it. So, you know, it's not weird to see you in a role like this, but I just think it's so exciting.
Yeah.
Let me see here. So we got some more. Do we have any other comments? Just checking real quick. Thank you, Johnny. Johnny said he's at work, but just dropped in to say hello and hope everything goes well. All right, awesome. So can you give us just a little tidbit of like a synopsis of what the film is actually about?
Yeah, the film itself is about Magdalena's character, Marley, and she's a moderately successful horror cooking show host here in Northern Illinois. She's been trying to find her way. That's evident with her and her friend Josie in the script. And basically, the Grinners themselves, Kitty and Lady Possum Mask, they're voyeuristic killers. So they go after people that are more influencers, people that are like, anybody from WGN News on down, man. Anybody that is in that Instagram type influential market. That's what they go for. They're those type of killers. And basically, she's trying to survive the night. A highly, highly intense night.
Almost kind of like a purge idea.
Almost, it's a basic need of raw survival at the end of the day. When you're thrown into a situation like this, just like in the real world, if something like this was happening, you have no time to plan, dude. You have no time to think. So, that it's like I set up every scene in Grinners to draw an emotional pull from someone. Like every single scene from the beginning to the very end draws on an emotional drawstring from, I guarantee, everybody. Man. Everybody is familiar with these with this, what I'm trying to get out of them, this emotion that I'm pulling from them.
Oh, absolutely. Each character so dynamic. It's like the Joker, the more modern day Joker, where he goes and shoots the TV host guy. It's like you almost start to cheer for him. Do you think that these characters are very, I don't know, more? It's just I don't even know how to describe it. Do you kind of people feel like?
Yeah, like the anti-monster, man. You almost want to cheer for them. You feel bad for them. And by the end of it, I guarantee you're going to fall in love with them because you don't know what to think at the end of the day. Like that, I hope so anyways. I hope when everybody gets to the end of the movie that they feel a little bit different, and get something from it, most importantly.
Absolutely. And how did you actually get into making even just videos?
It's kind of like I just follow my own flow with that, man. I don't really have any way. I can't explain it. It comes from the moon. It comes from the sky, the universe. And just that's how how I go about with that, man.
So growing up, did you yourself?
Yeah. Oh, look at this guy! Oh, look at that! That's CJ, he's the one that's doing the Chicago Horror Fest. Yeah. This is CJ, he's putting on the Chicago Horror Fest. Like I said, come on down.
Awesome.
That's right, Chicago. We're here, fastest theater.
Appreciate it.
Hey. Awesome.
Did you kind of foresee that you wanted to be a director versus an actor? Like, how did that passion for directing come about?
Well, basically, I'm a writer at heart, and I knew that, I guess in a sense, whenever I wanted to go into directing, I knew I could do it. More than anything, I knew that I had that fire and that drive to pull everything together and make sure everything goes smooth. As far as I was an actor first, because I wouldn't say professional at all, because I've never had a professional part, but ever since I was a little kid, I reacted all my favorite horror scenes and all my favorite scenes from movies in the mirror, man. And most importantly, and I've said this before to Magdalena, I think to be a great director, you have to first be a great actor and understand. And then once you get to that point, then you can direct really well, man.
Isn't that something? So everybody out there in the Morbid universe, if you have an idea and you think you can do it and everyone tells you can't,
Yeah.
you just gotta give it a shot.
Got to give it a shot. I tell everybody that, man. I was like, if you want to do this and you have the passion and you have the drive and you truly, and I mean truly love cinema, then give it a try. Write, direct, pick up a camera, rent a camera, do whatever you can, but just most importantly, go out and make art, make films, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's just one of the things that, I mean, I've always been a lyricist. I know being a drummer, you know, for 30 years, that's about as far as it goes. I don't sing, but lyrics always came really easy to me. But I just couldn't imagine putting like a screenplay together. So that's a unique talent.
It's kind of like a puzzle, you know what I mean? You start off with this little piece in your head, and then you create other pieces, and then you figure out a way to stick all them pieces together, and hopefully at the end of it, you have something that everybody can enjoy. And then break down those pieces themselves and decipher how they want to do it.
Absolutely. You know, with current horror coming out, as a matter of fact, I just watched something that I was pretty excited about from IFC. It finally hit streaming platforms, which was Late Night with the Devil. I don't know if you had heard about this.
Yeah, I've heard it. I haven't got a chance to watch it yet.
Oh, trust me, you're gonna dig it. Definitely something different, something that, again, horror hasn't had anything, you know, like this. Is the most original idea. Do you feel like the current status of mainstream horror, do you feel like it's just kind of going to the wayside? Or
yeah, I think the very mainstream is.
It doesn't seem like a lot
on the writer and the director.
Absolutely,
it really
and I think
on that writer and director, you know, and I guess just the people behind the project altogether. But at the end of the day, I understand why bigger studios do go with something a little bit more cookie cutter, is because it sells. So,
absolutely. So, kind of preparing for this as you were going through your, you know, creative stuff, juices, whatever you want to call it. Was there any films that you had watched, you know, prior to that influenced this project at all?
Yeah, there was actually a lot of, you know, like even with Kitty Syringe, you know, that's homage to Reanimator all the way. You know what I mean? And like French film, like Switchblade Romance, especially. I wanted something that was very, very violent and very emotional at the same time. I wanted both of that love and hate feeling all the way through it.
Absolutely. And yeah, let's go ahead and pull up that image again so we can kind of talk about this, because I think, honestly, these designs, the masks, are so well done. Let's talk a little bit about their creation and how they look.
Okay. Well, basically, you know, I had Infernal Masks create the possum masks. I sent them over a sketch. I wanted her to be I wanted both of them to be very militaristic in nature, camouflage, but also like with possum mask, I wanted her also be like leather clad bondage, which you see in the pictures, you know, the shotgun. Whereas in Kitty, Andy actually made that mask himself. I helped him design it, that one, because Kitty has two masks. We haven't revealed the other one yet. And I wanted something that would show that Kitty was a stalker, you know, the night vision goggles, all that, like, you know, in the bushes, watching you at all times type.
Yeah, because I've been like watching a lot of chatter online about it as the photos were starting to come out. Like, wow, this looks really different. This is interesting. So that explains a lot of the eyes on Kitty's mask. What is kind of the relationship between the two?
Well, you know, you have to wait for that. You know, you'll have to wait to watch to find out what their exact relationship are. between the two, but obviously it's shown from the beginning of the film that they've obviously been together for a very long time. Soulmates,
Gotcha. So
I guess you could say, in a sense, is what they are.
Twisted soulmates at that.
Oh yeah, demented, twisted soulmates. There you go.
Absolutely. And you also have Jake Yanko in this as well.
Yes.
So what is kind of his role in this?
He's going to be Detective Donovan, and basically he's a local detective who's kind of tired but really laid back, and you could tell he used to be a beat cop, and he's just new to being the detective part of it, and this, gets thrown in his world the same night as Marley is trying to survive, So just as Marley gets thrown into this, everybody just kind of gets thrown into the situation in the movie, because it's so sudden and so unexpected that no one has time to really, react or, even make a deep connection with each other, because they all have that one survival cue that they need to get through the night.
Yeah, this is definitely something that I think it'll resonate well with them. It's a little bit more real, which I don't know. How do you feel about that? Do you feel more realistic horror, like this could actually happen, strike people's nerves a little bit more than something that's a little bit out there that they're like, that'll never happen? This seems like something that could actually happen.
Exactly. I wanted it to be a perfect combination of both. I wanted it to be something that was supernatural in essence, but could very well happen. You get them feelings. Like you get them hairs that stand up on your arm, or you walk into an old spooky house and you get that feeling. That's what I wanted everybody to have whenever they watch it.
Absolutely. As far as we're always talking about, practical effects versus kind of like CGI or anything like that. Are you going all practical on
all
this
practical
one?
effects with this one? Yep. There might be some blips, some add-ins of some, gunshot fire, just stuff like that. But we're going, the majority of everything's practical effects, from the costumes to the squibs, the blood shots, the hits, all the fake blood. It looks like we'll probably end up using all of our 30 gallons of blood that we have ready for it. So, and may need more.
That's awesome. Who's your effects team on this?
That's me and Matt Collins. We do basically all the props. We did all the props for In the Middle of the Night, and any special effects we do together. Just save money wise, and we've always did those type of things since we were young together. So
awesome. Most people growing up are usually like playing with toys and stuff like that. You guys were what, making dead bodies and whatnot?
Yeah. Well, most kids were watching Disney movies, man. I was up in my room watching horror movies, man. I never was. Yeah, very, very different child for sure. So was Mackie. Shout out Mac Dirty.
Hell yeah. That was always kind of my thing too. Growing up, Halloween time was like, that was my shit. Still is, always will be. Trying to dress up as different characters, makeup, all that stuff, doing impressions. What was it like for you growing up there, Magdalena? Was it kind of the same, or did you ever see yourself, being in horror this much?
No. Surprisingly not. I didn't get into horror until I was 13 or so. I was a theater kid. I did musical theater. But I guess my favorite musical growing up was Cats the Musical. So honestly, the through line there makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Some people, it's different. I don't know. I came to horror at 7 years old. When Halloween came on regular TV, Mom said, "Hey, let's check this out. It's supposed to be really scary." And yeah, that was something. So I kind of fell in love with Michael Myers like right off the bat. So when it comes to these types of characters, I don't know. I really have to say, I think The Crow is what really got me into more of the anti-hero thing. Somebody that you're just like, wow, we totally understand why it is you're doing what you're doing, and we love you for it. So again, we can't stress that enough, Morgrot Universe. This is definitely something you're going to be able to sink your teeth into. And the fact that you're doing the practical effects the way you're doing it, especially gunshots. Because, when we talk about a shotgun, I don't know about most of y'all out there, but I've seen what they can do. So to bring that to life on screen is a true testament.
Very bloody time. That's for sure.
Still and again, I have to go back to the corn zombies. When it was time for the blood, and I was like, you better slather me like I'm a piece of barbecue. The more, the better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not, and the gore isn't really going to overshadow this either, because I think the characters are so well thought out and how they interact that people are really going to dig this. I see, I actually, before I say that, at the bottom of the screen, I've been flashing something for everybody out there watching, which is the Indiegogo campaign for Grinners. How about you talk a little bit about that and what kind of perks and stuff and the importance of it?
Basically, we started the campaign Sunday, and we're looking to raise $9,000 for the rest of the production costs. And, there's all kinds of great perks on there, from $10 DVD shout-out perks all the way to the Reaper and Mischief shout-outs. And we will be adding a shout-out for Magdalena, and also a few, they're going to be more expensive, but executive producer perks right there.
Absolutely. So there's literally something to meet anyone's budget. And I think sometimes people think that, oh, wow, this is like a lot of money. I don't know if I can do this. But, there's literally something for everyone. So everybody out in the Morgrot universe, you got to understand, you probably spend $10 on a Long Island iced tea nowadays. Mm-hmm. So that $10 and buy a DVD or something. You know what I mean? What perk may be. And then, of course, video shout outs that are personal, it's for you. Myself, Mischief, or Magdalena will definitely be sending you that, and to let you know how much we appreciate that shit. Personally, I think Indiegogo campaigns are a lot of fun, and it makes it more personal for the viewer. So is there going to be any like signed merch? I know we got a couple things going at the moment. If I can, yep, there we go. Tell them a little bit about Merch Booth and what you got.
Booth, basically, that was founded by Damon Wayans and his company, and you can go over there online, and we have a plethora of shirts over there to buy right off bat. We are going to have a lot more physical stuff when we're showing up like Days of the Dead later on this year that we'll be at in November. We'll have plenty of T-shirts and plenty of DVDs to buy and give away. So,
one of the things some folks are always interested in, are you going to be doing anything like any prop giveaways or a piece of something from the film, anything like that?
Yeah, basically this is the only campaign that we're going to do. We're not going to do a finishing funds campaign, but what we're going to do on Facebook is actually we're going to give away a couple of the props. I'm pretty sure that the shotgun's going to be one of them, and we're just going to have a contest for that. We're not going to try to raise up any money or anything like that. We'll just have everybody enter, and we'll draw the name, on Facebook Live or something like that, and give it away.
Awesome. Right now, where can people find out all the upcoming news regarding production?
Well, you can check us out over at Refinery Films on Facebook, of course, and then you can go over to refineryfilms.weebly.com, and that's updated pretty regularly. Right now, it's under construction as we're launching a new site again. And then you can catch us on Instagram or things like that, or just go ahead and send us an email over to refineryfilmsman@gmail.com.
There is literally no excuse. You can follow them and keep up with all progress. And where can people find you, Magdalena?
You cut out a little bit there, Steve.
Oh my God.
I'll try again. Where can people find you? Uh-oh.
Yeah, you're cutting out bad.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right, hold on one second while I fix that. Let's take a quick commercial break and all of awesome programming here on Morgrat Entertainment. Check it out. All right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you
now.
It's quiet again.
Ah, my goodness. All right. So
It's starting to blow up in here, so I suggest everybody that wants to come down and hang out, they come down here, man. It seems like it's the place to be.
Yeah.
I know I'm jealous. I'm stuck here in bumfuck Iowa, but that's okay. I'm here for a reason. It's gonna. And everybody find Magdalena.
You can.
Oh
find,
my goodness.
Oh,
Are we back?
oh my gosh, yes. Can you repeat that?
So sorry. Where can everybody find you?
Oh yeah. I mainly post on Instagram. It's at Maggie Delena, so MAGGIEDALEN, 3 A's. I also have an IMDb and then a Facebook. And then I also have a project coming out sometime later this year called Out the Window. It's part of a AI anthology series. It's like a thriller AI series. It's like the AI is bad. You're supposed to be scared of the AI. I'm super excited for that one. But that is through, it's through a company called Hiko Productions, if anybody wants to check that out. And then everything else I'm working on, I can't talk about. So
Obviously. But super, super exciting. I'm glad you guys were able to join us this evening because I know it's going to be a big evening for you guys as well. I wish you nothing but success. When can everybody out there expect to see this short?
November, Days of the Dead, man. It'll be there. We'll have DVD copies of it ready to go. I do all the editing, I do 90% of the post work myself. I've been editing since it was color timing. So I'm quick about that and I'm good. So I really want to get that pushed out by Days of the Dead so everybody can enjoy it then, man.
Awesome. Fantastic. You know, I cannot wait to get into it. I don't want to talk too much about my character because I want it to be a surprise. I'm not saying shit. Don't ask me.
But you'll just badass cop in the United States, I guarantee it.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to join us here on the Underground and give a kind of a little bit of what you can expect from Grinners that you'll be able to get your hands on in November. For those of you out there that have already donated, you got Reaper packages on the way. I appreciate that shit. So let everybody know, you want to get some free shit from me, go get yourself a DVD at the Indiegogo campaign. And we will keep you updated. And I look forward to having both of you all back on the show.
Yes. Thank you very much for having us, man.
Most definitely. And as you all are, thinking about, it's Friday night, I don't know what the fuck to do, get your asses down to the Chicago Film Festival and check out Jared's film, Magdalena's film, and get ready because are you
it's an interview.
Sorry about that.
All right.